you know.
I bought Taco Bell merch because I had unemployment, and they had like really cool hipster.
I'm sorry, what?
Taco Bell merch. Like, if you go on Taco Bell's website, they were like, we have a store, and I was like, full of what? You know, I bet this is gonna be garbage. And then they had some really cute shit, and I was like, I can't really justify spending my hard-earned money on it. So when I got unemployment, I was like, time for the Taco Bell shirt.
Yeah, you're the only person who spent a stimulus check on top
shit.
That cannot be true. That's probably where
That's
most
like
of that
fucked up.
money went.
I'm having like a little bit of a hard time processing this. Are we recording?
Yeah, we're going.
Can we leave this in here?
Yeah, let's leave it in. This is We Cool Podcast.
Well, what's up, everybody?
What's up? We got Ruth Allen in the building with us today, filling in for Ryan Call. I'm Grant Winkles. Got Tommy Bayer over here.
Hello.
Greetings. What's up, Ruth?
Yeah,
we're talking stimulus checks.
Yes, it was so great.
So you got your stimulus check, and then you. Okay. I got a lot of questions here. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So you bought Taco Bell merch.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to.
Not like more than one thing. I just bought like a $40 shirt from Taco Bell.
So how did you find? Like, how did this idea like come about? Like, how did you find out? Because like it would never occur to me in my wildest dreams. Sometimes I like to think like I think I'm kind of creative.
Yes.
I would never even think that Taco Bell would sell merch on their website or to do that. So
I think what happened, I was most definitely high when I discovered this, but it was advertised to me the website on Instagram, and I was like,
they know you well.
They really do.
Those targeted ads are. That's like the best high. Like, okay, that's like universe brain high move is like to be like, ooh, I'm high. You know what sounds good? Some Taco Bell. You know what sounds better? A fucking Taco Bell t-shirt, dude.
Being a brand ambassador for the Yum Corporation.
Yeah. But I expected it all to be sort of like gift shop trash.
Yeah.
But they like really put their back into it because the one that I got was tiny Taco Bell logos all across the chest and down the arms.
Wow.
And I was like
it.
I'm imagining
nice.
like the 20-year-old who went to like art school and like graphic design and they like can't land a job and they can't sell their own clothes, but then Taco Bell's like, hey, we'll pay you like you know $100K a year if you make shirts for us, and they just knock it out of the park.
Yes, they really did. I thought about it for months, and I was like, I can't spend $40 on a Taco Bell shirt. But then once the government was just dumping money on me every week, I was like, time to go, dude. I need this.
Okay.
And then they donated so much
with my fucking
yes.
stimulus. What's up?
That's also a good use
Trump
of that.
bucks.
Yeah, I
Trump
want
bucks.
in like the description of this episode, I just want like a picture of the shirt you bought. I want to, you know what I mean?
The
just
shirt
like
in question.
Just like I want to like really like get an idea of like of the Taco Bell shirt that you bought.
I can get
that
that
rules,
to
man.
It's
That's
stylish.
awesome.
Thank you.
Do you know what's pretty awesome about that is I think Taco Bell is a pretty big donation sponsor to the Donald Trump campaign.
Yeah.
So like he's just full circle like cycling the stimulus dollars right back into his campaign, and like once again we don't support Donald Trump, but my man is a fucking genius. Like
somehow.
it's insane.
Jesus.
Well, so yeah, we got a couple things. I want to do a introduction off the top here. Go follow us on Instagram at We Cool Podcast. We're popping off over there, and the Citizen app, of course.
Yes, sir.
Check us out on Citizen app. I put a new thing up, so we want to do a new thing. If you rate us 5 stars and review us in the iTunes thing, we'll apologize for whatever you tell us to apologize for in the review. Right?
I'll send you a Taco Bell shirt.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, DM me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'll buy you a Taco Bell shirt.
Yeah. You can get a free subscription to my OnlyFans if you subscribe and rate 5 stars. Also, this is a new feature that I'm very excited about. I made a submission link, a form, an anonymous submission form on my website so that anybody can go on there and submit something that they can't apologize for in their own life.
Ooh.
And we will apologize for them anonymously.
Yeah,
So,
call in.
Yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to call in, go to grantwinklescomedy.com/WeCoolPodcast.
Good job.
I did that because
Proud of you.
we are way too lazy to make a podcast.
Dude, that's
website.
great. I haven't done anything. I just fucking golf and skateboard all day.
Dude, that's your job in the podcast, really. Ryan is the businessman. You're like the fun boy.
You're like the tech guy, and I'm like the guy who sucks.
I'm hacking into the
little
mainframe.
goofball.
Yeah,
Little goofy.
But I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, somebody has to be happy right now.
Yeah.
You know.
The club hit me up to like feature, and I was like, yeah, no, it's not safe. But like secretly, I was just like, I just really skateboarding is really my calling at this point, right? That's really my art is skateboarding and with the teens at the local park, and then them making fun of me because I hold my board wrong. Apparently,
that's dope that you're passing up on comedy work to just continue to do construction.
Yeah,
I respect that.
I don't care anymore. I don't know. I'm just gonna be a good boyfriend and do construction. Maybe fucking like write a
Memoir?
an indie album. Maybe get into like music.
With the earring, you're perfect. You're
Yeah,
already
I
well
don't
on your
know.
way.
That's cool.
I'm surprised the kids at the skate park don't think that you're one of them because you don't look like an adult.
No, yeah, I don't blend in well. Like the way it's like okay, maybe like I kind of wear the right clothes and I have like a baby face and I'm like, okay, maybe I look like 18 or 19, but like the way I move around, it's like very telling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a good analogy, but like maybe like in the ocean when like a fish like that's like not a part of like their community like tries to like blend in, and then
Sure.
they like it's like a very animalistic like we know you're not one of us, so
You're doing
they
like,
quickly make fun of me.
You're doing the Steve Buscemi "Hello, fellow kids" meme because you're actually walking around holding a
That's what I thought,
skateboard behind your fucking.
Yeah. It's
Dude.
also such a bad time for like comedians, like it just hanging around, like and,
Underage
like a
children.
Crystalia just like messaging like minors and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm killing it at the skate park with all these teens. Like it's just a very bad time to get into the life that I'm getting into.
Kinda, yeah.
I think like if you, it would be different if you were actually pursuing them as part of your like comedy career. Like the weird thing about D'Elia was that was his market.
Yeah, that would be weird.
He was like completely catering his comedy to like young women. That was his brand of comedy.
Yeah,
and
my brand is catering it to no one.
that's
Sure.
all our brands. I
Yeah,
think, really.
my brand of comedy is for my two friends, Grant and Ryan. And I'm like, is this good? And they're like, yeah, it's good.
Dude,
and
so
everyone else
funny.
is like,
That's awesome.
So Ruth, I haven't seen you since early March.
Yeah.
It's one really good to see you.
Thank you.
So I don't know if you want to take us through like what's your quarantine been like. I know you're kind of out there doing some gigs here and there. So just like if you can kind of just give us like a little bit of overview of what's been going on with Ruth.
Sure. Well, I would say a lot of eating mainly. And I didn't start doing gigs until like a couple weeks ago. I really wasn't trying. I know some people were doing backyard shows almost immediately. And I was like,
Too soon.
maybe relax.
Yeah.
And I was really enjoying the break from comedy because I was thinking about taking a break anyway. But like I'll be sitting at home like 15 minutes before a mic is starting, and I'm like, I gotta go. So it was nice to be like I wasn't missing any shows or missing out on time. But yeah, a lot of cooking. I started cooking things that I'd never tried before.
Yeah, what are some of the meal prep? Like what are we looking at here?
I made ratatouille.
What?
Yes, and then I ate it while watching Ratatouille, which really felt like a transcendent experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of curries. I made a lot of curries.
What kind of curry?
Lamb curry, actually. And then I made spring rolls for the first time, which are so hard. And like fresh spring rolls with the rice paper.
Oh my God.
It is hard as hell, but it was very rewarding.
I always found spring roll to be quite a soft food, actually.
I hate you so much.
Yeah. Just trying to spice up this cooking talk. This is a cooking show.
I don't get it.
Spring rolls are like,
I thought the rice one it was soft.
It is soft.
Because I don't get the joke. Am I
Damn
dumb?
it, dude. We're supposed to gas each other up on this podcast.
I'm sorry.
This is not
Okay,
supportive.
this not to cut you off.
Am I being dumb?
This is something that like I need to apologize for. Is like I've just been off recently. Man.
You've been off
Like,
your game?
Just taking big swings. Not even big swings. That wasn't a big swing. That was a small swing, and I still missed. I was trying to bunt right there, and I missed it.
I haven't been in the zone.
Just not vibing. You know, I don't know. Like you're happy. Sounds like you're cooking. Like you got a Pixar movie going on over here.
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was just doing my best to try and stay productive because at the beginning I was like, I'm going to write so much material. I'm going to work on trying to like diversify the kind of jokes that I tell. And then I did not feel funny for almost the entire time. So I was just like trying to stay busy. I did a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
So it was all very mundane shit.
Also, when you're not seeing people and like isolating yourself can like kind of like make that worse. I don't know, for me.
Yeah.
You know. So like that has like that's a part of it as well.
Well, we all talk about it so much, like how much we depend on the validation of strangers to derive a large part of our self-worth as stand-ups, and like when you don't have any outlet for doing comedy, I felt the exact same way. It's like, why would I even write something?
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Well, I think that's what stand-ups need to ask them, because like I'm not like writing a ton, but like that's like I'm having a fun time like making like jokes outside of stand-up, you know? And so like that's why I don't miss stand-up a whole lot, because it's just like, I just kind of like making jokes like no matter like what like the form or like medium is it, you know?
I felt like that a little bit, but then like I saw my family a couple times, maybe like a month and a half into quarantine, and I hadn't seen any of my friends who are comics, and we just roast each other endlessly. So I was just torching my dad and my brother, and I was like, man, I am a fucking dick. Like this is not cool at all what I'm doing, as I'm telling my brother his mustache is hideous or something. Like not even again,
dude.
As you have a mullet, you're like, your mustache, man, bad taste.
So I picked up, dude, anyone who's like not, like, it's weird. It's like a toxic, bad environment or whatever. Yeah. But like, so I like throughout this quarantine, I've like endlessly been just, my public enemy on Facebook is Cy Amundsen, okay? He can literally suck my dick, okay? But I did post on Facebook, does anyone want to give me their golf clubs free of charge? Which was like kind of a bit, but it's just like, who knows, you know?
Yeah.
And then he
got a lot of responses.
He messages me, like 6 guys were like, yeah, you get my fucking clubs, and I was like, damn, this rocks. But then Cy messaged me, and he's like, I have a really nice pair of clubs. Do you want to pick them up? And I picked them up for him today, and I'm like, oh, this is my best friend, you know? And I was telling my brother this, you know, my older brother, and I'm like, he's like, who are you getting your clubs from? And I'm like, oh, Cy. And he's like, I thought you two hated each other. And I'm like, yeah, I don't. Who cares? I don't know.
You're such a little bitch on Facebook. It's amazing. Tommy was saying last week, because I like, as the tech wizard, I'm trying to gas up all the social medias. So I'm trying to get Ryan and Tommy to share all the shit. And Tommy's like, none of my friends are on Facebook. And then
are your friends on Facebook?
Not really, and I don't use it at all except to like share things that people ask me for shows.
And neither do I really. So I don't know why it just feels like we should be doing it. I don't know. Like I feel I've never felt as much like a boomer like right now.
Yeah, like, I'm really trying to make Facebook happen.
Well, I like when I started comedy, so I started like kind of 19 right before I turned 20, and I'm like I don't know. Like I'm on Twitter a lot, or I was at the time, and like I'm like, man, I'm not really like making like good connections. You know, I'm kind of seeing people, but and then I was like, oh, I should reactivate my Facebook account. And then I was like, oh, that was it. Everyone was on Facebook the whole time.
Yeah. It's so weird. That's like most booking happens over Facebook Messenger.
Absolutely.
The next generation's gonna like be booking via like Snapchat,
TikTok.
Hopefully not.
Can I drop a
Good lord.
we can move right on from this, but I just want to get this out there.
Yeah,
like,
get it out, baby.
I feel like I'm channeling the philosopher who's in Nevada. Oh, Ryan's
the philosopher
in Nevada
has entered the
right
pod.
now.
Yeah, well, Ryan's not here. He's in Wyoming or Nevada.
Who fucking cares, honestly?
He's visiting his
He's out
parents.
with his Hick family.
Who cares? I don't know.
They're like Hicks, but they love Hillary Clinton and MSNBC. They're those types of people, which is like...
It's a very
rare.
Strange demographic.
Yeah, it's a weird combination.
I feel like that. Yeah, I don't know. But here's my theory. And again, we can bounce right
Coming to
off
CBS this fall, MSNBC Hicks. It's a family that loves guns and Hillary Clinton, baby.
Catch it after Mike and Molly. I am calling it right now. In the next like couple years, there's going to be a crazy TikTok pedophile ring exposed. Because all the. All right. Okay.
I'm listening.
No, I did this because I was like, I am certain that you were right.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, folks.
Okay.
It's gonna be a thing. Like I think I was saying this about YouTube as well, because all these like YouTube stars are like our age, and they're, again, it's the Dalia thing, but it's shrunk down into a microcosm. It's people who are like you know, in their 20s, and they're catering to, like, I don't know, like 7-year-old girls is their main fan base on TikTok and shit. I mean, so hot take alert.
That's
ding,
a good
ding, ding.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
I mean, it's a bad call, but it's going to be accurate. And also, I think Netflix is going to go out of business.
It's for sure going to happen.
Also, a very hot take: Netflix going to go out of business before 2030.
Really?
2030, huh?
Huh.
Yeah, I think they're churning out way too much trash. They don't have, like, people are going to get sick. They're devaluing their own content by making 4,000 shows a year. You know what I mean? Like, so when you scroll through Netflix, you're like, what the fuck is this? It's on its 3rd season now.
Yes.
And it's like, this looks like trash.
Well, I have been
never
watching
heard
a
of
lot
this.
of Australian reality TV shows, so maybe if guys like me are around, I watch the trash.
We should like straight up get into reality TV.
Yeah.
Fuck podcasting. Oh, better yet, start a reality show about the podcast.
That's good.
Ooh.
That's really good.
That might
okay,
be
the ideas
interesting.
man is here. Let's get back to Ruth though, and like
I just had to get all that off my chest. I feel like I might be vibing now after I got that out.
I think you're here. Yeah.
We'll see.
So you know, making food. At what point do you kind of start like seeing people and like getting out of the house and stuff like that?
I really haven't been seeing people that much. I hang out with my roommate Kristen, and we drink White Claws and paint our nails and braid each other's hair. No joke. Well, really, I don't braid her hair. She just braids mine because I have no skills.
Yeah. For the listeners at home, Kristen is sitting on the couch right here. She is our audience,
and she drove me here.
Yeah.
And boy, are we bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kristen is special. So Chris and I just hang out and watch TV. We watched Twilight today, which I forgot how incredible that movie is.
Yeah,
it's
I haven't seen it. I think I saw the first one. Good one. I think I saw the first one years ago.
Yeah, rewatch it sometime because, first of all, the music is underrated as hell. It has an amazing soundtrack. Yeah. But also, both Edward and Bella both look like they are physically in pain the entire movie. And you're like, what was the acting direction here? This is so bizarre. Yeah. And it is like when the scene when he's sparkling shows her, he really just had to put his face like in the sun. She would have gotten it, but he's like unbuttons his shirt and is like, let me show you.
Yeah.
Like, it was really a lot. And so we're just dying. But so watching a lot of like trash TV.
What's the soundtrack on Twilight?
It's a bunch of different indie bands, and they did. There's a lot of like classical piano and acoustic guitar.
Yeah, that's my vibe.
I don't remember that at all.
You should
it's like
listen
the
to the
Garden
album.
State soundtrack.
Yeah,
it is very good.
That's tight.
My sister was like obsessed with Twilight. She made our entire family go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
And my dad lived in Portland at the time, so he took her to like all of the sites, and I had to go as well. And there was like the places are all real. Not a lot of it was sets. And so I actually went to like a reenactment of the Twilight prom when I was like in 2009. Yeah. And they had cardboard cutouts of all the cast.
There is something wrong with this country.
Yeah, it really felt like a fever dream. It doesn't feel like real that happened.
Yeah.
But it was good to start going to mics again because I sort of forgot what a train wreck they are.
Yeah.
Because I hosted the Crane, which is actually, I think, going on right now.
So you hosted the first one?
The second one.
The second one.
Yeah.
So, talk about how... talk about
let's
that.
hear it. Come
because
on,
I did not want to go.
Yeah, it was the first one. I showed up and they were like, everybody's getting 5 minutes, and I was like, that's a mistake.
How many people were there?
Like 25, I would say.
So pretty thick.
Yeah, pretty thick list.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah, pretty thick list.
And then the second week, about the same amount of people, but I went up to the guy who owns the place and was like, everybody's getting 3 minutes. That's what we're going to do. And he was like, I'm glad that we're on the same page. Because it was so long the first night. And
How long?
like 2 hours.
Oh my God.
It was,
you hosted for 2 hours?
No, the first one was 2 hours, and
one.
mine was about like an hour and a half, so not much shorter.
No, but that's
that
way
helps.
closer.
Yes, and
That's good for a mic.
it's just like it
I'm
ranged. It
I'm
really
like
was.
shivers right now imagining this situation. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot. It ranged from people going up, and I felt so much pressure. I was like, if I go up and do my routine, people are gonna throw rocks at me.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to hear all my stuff from 3 months ago. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
And so.
No one wants to hear threesome bit.
No, they don't. So
It's such a good
I want
joke.
to hear
It's a foursome bit.
resting
Foursome
liberal
bit,
arts
sorry.
face. That's the one.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
the fucking one.
There's some
That's
hits.
I was not gonna do the classics.
Yeah.
And so,
dab of the day.
but there were people who showed up and did their whole old shit.
Oh no.
And I was like, every time it happened, I'd be like, nah, dude.
First
Like, I
mic
cannot
back.
believe.
Okay, if we
Yeah.
name names, can we bleep them out in post?
Yeah. Or we could not.
Okay, well, because I don't want to like.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, name names. We'll bleep it out in post. Who was doing the old stuff?
Not to throw shots, but like,
We're not bleeping that.
like, sweetie, what was
Let's
that?
go!
And he was, I felt really bad 'cause he was like, seemed so nervous and like almost hysterical on stage. And
Yeah.
I was just, and a lot of people went up and just seemed really unnerved by being looked at again.
Yeah.
Like, you're alone in your house for months and then all of a sudden there's 20 people and you're trying to make them all laugh. I was like, it was a lot, and I was really worried that I was gonna have a meltdown. But I'm like a psycho, so I just like
You just
I know.
narrowed
Like,
in,
I was
focused.
like, we're back in the game,
But
boys.
did you have
Yeah.
fun hosting? Did you have fun
I
doing your
had
set? Or
so much fun.
yeah.
I was like, felt so good. And yeah, I turned a lot of tweets that I had been working
Of
on.
course,
That was
yeah.
all the stuff. I could only get like small jokes out at a time. I wasn't writing longer sets. And so I was able to do 3 new minutes at both weeks. And I reused
go.
like a couple things, but tried to add tags and stuff. So I was like, it's not a lot, but for how out of practice I was happy with it. And but yeah, I forgot the kind of shit that dudes that like, there was a couple guys that I had never seen before that showed up too, and I was like, oh, this is great, like new people. And I was like, oh man, I forgot that those dudes are loose cannons.
Well,
They're
like,
always the ones, like this guy gets up and is like, let's make choking sexy again, and like I just want to be able to choke people.
It's like, bro,
And I
if
was
you
like,
have to say that, it's never going to be sexy for you.
yeah.
Terrifying.
Oh God!
And he was like, I just miss shooting loads into assholes. And I was like,
Well, he just murdered in this room.
Fuck
I don't
stand up, dude.
Right?
Fuck stand
Yeah,
up.
I was like,
it sucks.
holy shit.
Open mics are just a disaster.
This is what I've been saying for months. It's like we were going back and forth. We're like, God, I miss comedy, and I'm like, I had this realization that it's like, doesn't anybody remember that it's just fucking horrifying?
Yeah.
Like 95% of the time, even when you're on a good show.
and it's
Yes.
not you, and it's not
Yeah.
the horrifying part. Isn't the bombing? It isn't the bombing or
that
the
can be
writing.
fun.
It's the other guys. That's
Oh,
it's the people involved in the scene. That's the horrifying
The
part.
dudes who like just don't understand the concept of writing a joke. You're like, you can't just go up and talk. That's not how this works. Like, you're good and you're good because you write jokes. Like, you're shooting dads in a bathtub bit. I talk to people about that.
Oh.
I'm like, I love that joke so much. And 2 dudes, whatever. I know
Okay,
you're like
that's
tired of
your
that.
dudes.
I love a lot of your guys' jokes. So
Thank
it's
you.
Thank you,
like,
Ruth.
so yeah, people like you make it worth it to go, and you're the ones that like, I don't know, you go, oh, cool. Like, we can. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you guys are great.
Yeah.
But
you can. You should do that.
yeah, and Ryan
Do
too.
that. No,
Ryan is
don't
great.
include
Yeah, no,
him.
Ryan's good.
Don't
Look at, we have a photo of Ryan
He's
on the
not.
monitor. I put it there. I don't know why I did that.
He's just
in a cowboy hat too.
looking at us, but there's so many. You have to listen to people just say shit for not hours and hours, but an hour and a half. Of,
Too long.
Yeah, of people
It's
just
guys
saying,
who are unhinged.
I know.
Yes.
It's unhinged
Let it
guys
be known.
who are having their Joker moment every week. You know, the worst, the most
There's a lot of Joker babies.
The most uncomfortable scene in the Joker is when he does stand-up comedy, and that's every open mic. You have to go one of those guys. You have to see one of them.
Many.
Those are the rules.
There's a scene in that movie where he's taking notes while watching stand-up, and he's like, "Sex jokes are funny," and like in that handwriting, and I was losing my mind in the theater, and like nobody else is laughing because there's like, "Oh, this guy is nuts," but I was like, "This is what open mic guys are like, dude. They just think they can go up and talk about disgusting shit. Like I do my fair share of sex jokes, but like." I write them. There are punchlines. There's a point, you know? At least I try to make a point, you know? And so it's just...
So you forgot the cringe...
yes.
Yeah, that happens at
they're
open
posting
mics.
cringe in the open mic for sure. Like,
yes.
And it is true. Like you forget we were removed from it for like a week, and we were just like the rose-colored glasses are on, and you're just like, God, my romantic life as a fucking stand-up is stripped away from me by this pandemic, and it's just like.
Well, a lot of it is like you get thrown out of your routine.
Yeah.
You know, so like the reason why it fucks you up is because like for 4 years almost, like I'm in a routine of like this is like what I do.
Yeah.
You know,
like
and then,
missing family events to go.
Yeah,
to
exactly. So there's like a little bit of there's just like a little bit of shell shock of anybody who gets out of any routine. But then you just got to get another routine, which is skateboarding with teenagers and going golfing with old guys and going to the beach and stuff and doing construction. And then once you get into that, and that's my advice to any comedians out there.
Quit.
You're feeling quit and and go do construction.
Yeah.
And that's it right there.
It was so weird to all of a sudden be like, I can do anything I want to, like literally anything. Every single night for the first 2 weeks, I was thinking, this mic is supposed to be happening. I would be at Sisyphus right now, you know, if we were still working, and I would just sit and stare. And I don't know if you guys did any virtual mics, but
I did one.
Yeah,
I did a couple, and I had one go so badly that I don't want to do it again.
That's why we started this podcast like immediately, because we were like, fuck that. I'll just kill with my boys instead of like going on Instagram and dying slowly.
Because it took away all of the things that make stand-up great. Being able to hang out with your friends, hearing human beings laugh. Because on Instagram Live, you have like one shot with the host who's like right above you that you're staring at the whole time to make laugh. Yeah. But then like emojis, that's very distracting. It's like being heckled, I guess. And the host sometimes would talk to me, and I was like, this is not stand-up. It's not a dialogue. I'm talking. You know? So it was very strange, and I just couldn't get used to it. And then I would feel like I'm talking to silence, so I feel like I'm bombing. And then all of a sudden, I'm done, and I'm alone in my room. Oh yeah. And I'm like, I want to kill myself.
That is the weirdest feeling when you finish, because I only did a couple, and I didn't have fun. And basically, I'm just like, with anything, I'm just like the whole point I like doing stand-up is like, it is fun. I do enjoy being on stage. I'm good at it, and it's fun. Yeah. And I'm like, and then as soon as you're doing something that's not fun, you're just gonna be like, what? What? This sucks. It's weird because like comedy's like liquid in the sense that it like fills any shape, you know, no matter like what the circumstance is. So like comedy can happen like anywhere basically, and it's just weird that like we're trying to like artificially make stand. It's just like, no, just find another.
Go on Twitter.
Find another.
Get it at Twitter.
Like make a sketch. Find another medium for it. I don't know. Also like.
God, we're all such losers.
Also like
anything for the laugh,
also,
man.
I don't hate anyone who does it, because it's just like you gotta find something to. So. I don't know, there's just like a bunch of things. It wasn't for me, and it made me sad.
It made me very sad. Yeah. I started calling my mom a lot more.
That's never good.
Yeah, I know. And she's always been a person that's easy to make laugh, you know. She's the first person that I was like, you know, and so that was great to sort of rekindle that. I think I got in touch with a different sense of humor because of that also, because I can't go to my mom and be like, you've been fucked so hard, Mom. And she's like,
because you know the answer.
Yes, I do. I do. And so so it was good to try new things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Have you done any other gigs since we've been back? Do you have any dates or anything?
Well, I hosted Sisyphus on Friday of last week, which was amazing. Yeah.
Do you want to? Who's headlining here? Do you want to talk
Emily
about that?
Galati was headlining, and Alvin Irby featured, and then Swalve did a guest set, and so did James Stanley and Sean Nussed, which is super fun. Okay, so I never say Sean's last name, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking about it. So when I brought him up on stage, I was like, please welcome Sean. I had to drag it out for a really long time, so it seemed like I was trying to be like, woo, but I was like, I cannot remember his last name.
I've done that a few times.
Okay, I've done that too, but I also, whenever it happens to me or somebody fucks up my name or doesn't remember my name, I'm like, you motherfucking piece of shit. Like, I don't know why. It's like, I think I was recently I did a show and somebody did it to me and they said, it's when they like try and cover it that upsets me more. It's like,
really?
It's like, give it up for that dude. I can't remember his name. Like, I've had somebody say that like verbatim a couple times, and it's just like, you didn't have to say anything. Like, but I also, this is the weird thing, is like, I understand the, like, reflexively you'll say like, give it up for, and then you'll be like, I have no idea what this person's name is. Like, I've done it too, but
I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I was I mean, it just doesn't matter. I was featuring Fargo.
I know, I'm a loser.
I'm just like, don't remember my name. I just don't care. I was featuring Fargo for Jeff, and then I finished, and then Jeff goes on, and I had a great set. I had a great time, and then Jeff goes on, and like a half hour into his set, he's talking. He's like, Tommy was talking about like such and such, and then like someone in the stands, the audience was just like, who's Tommy? And it's just like, that's how much it just doesn't matter what we do. I spent a half hour up there and no one even like registered my name, so I couldn't really care if someone gets it wrong.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't bother me when audience members don't remember my name. With a host, you're sort of like, ugh, especially if you've worked with them before, if like you know them, you're like, what is even going on? But people will come up and be like, you're resting liberal arts face or whatever.
I like that more than if they remember my name.
Yeah, because I'm like, you remembering my material is better. You know?
That
Do you know
rocks.
what? It is funny though when like a regional headliner will just try and big dog you at a like a local terrible show, and it's like it's looking down the future of just doom for like most of us. Like, if you even make it to become a headliner, it's like, oh shit, like this is what it's gonna be.
Well, I know, and you kind of put up with that in the beginning, but like, you get to a point in comedy where if anyone's doing that, you just go, no, we're not talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll find my friend and talk to them.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
Okay, so this is like a thing that is part of the bad culture though, is because when you're first starting, you feel like you have to befriend like anybody who's above you just because, like you think it's just networking, or like kind of groveling to anybody who's like has even any. That's how I felt, because I wasn't really that friendly when I first started stand-up, so like, I don't know, it's really hard, I think, to get past that, or it was for me, to get past like, oh, I don't need to respect everybody. You don't need to,
it's just fake, and all of the hierarchy is bad and doesn't matter, and there's nothing real to it. And
leads to people thinking that they can do and say whatever they want to.
And just, if I could go back and tell my open mic self at 19, I would just go like, who cares?
Fuck these people.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Tell your jokes and go home.
All you need to do is try to accrue as much power for yourself as you possibly can. I'm trying to have a stranglehold on, as many avenues as I can, because it's just like, if you can't depend on other people to do shit for you, because they forget they forget your name the second after you introduce them. So I don't know. Stand up, fucking, like, why do we do this? We've just vacillated so many times between being like, God, I love stand-up, and then being like, it's such toxic energy, and then we just shit on a bunch of stand-up.
I'm pretty clear, though. I'm pretty clear in the sense that, like, it's very fun when you just hang with your friends and stop caring.
Yeah.
I think is a nice attitude to have.
I did House of Comedy this weekend. That was like pretty. That was my first time, because I did some shows before that in the last couple weekends. First time I've like had good sets since the quarantine was over, which was that
feels good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It feels
like
so
that,
good.
That you get the juice, and it's like that's why we do it. You know, it's
you
not
get the
really
bug.
So it was fun. That's the first time I worked at House of Comedy, so that was cool. Kate Quigley, very cool, and her feature act Aiden Park, also very cool.
Now how is the audience with like COVID? Are they like?
Dude,
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no,
they don't. What
They
about
don't
at the
give a
Crane?
fuck.
When was there audience there at the Crane?
The first week there was some people, because this girl, they have musical acts before the mic, and this girl had brought all her friends and was like acoustically
And they were just
torturing all of
chilling.
us. Yeah, and they hung out afterwards and they watched. But then the second week when I was the host, I was all comics, and I was just like, oh, of course. So back to the usual sort of working. But yeah, so it was okay. The first week it was nice to have people that weren't comics there, because you kind of got a feel for just like, oh, this is a show again. We're doing this, and it was it was
comics
nice. It was
have
nice.
masks?
They can. I mean, but they are not doing
they
it
didn't wear
either.
'em?
No, Swallow was the only one wearing a mask.
It's so
fucking
fun.
pussy.
And very considerate.
It's
just kidding.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, we love
as
baseball.
a society, people were like, "Yeah, it's over." Like,
Yeah.
These scientists are like, "No, it's not over." They're like, it's over. It's
We've
done.
decided it's over. We're all willing to die to overpay for beer and things we could make at home.
and record podcasts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, this feels like, I don't know, not a huge risk. They said that it was like you could hang out in small groups, and I think that we're all like healthy, so it's not like, and we're not touching.
I'm negative, baby.
Yeah, got tested today.
I have not been tested, but I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
I feel great.
We're gonna
Oops.
we're gonna bleep. We'll bleep
yeah,
that
cut
out.
that out. Don't say that I haven't
We're
been
cutting
tested.
that out.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
We're going straight through on this one.
Well, I mean that's good to hear. I don't know that you're feeling good that comedy's back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For the most part.
It was so nice to have a break from the sexual harassment, though. Like it really was, and that's what I opened with when I started, and people I feel like every time I get on stage I want to talk about it, but I know like you guys get tired of hearing about it, because you're like,
What do you mean?
I guess people like
I feel like that would kill.
yeah, I did. It worked
Because what
really
kills
well.
is always like just addressing whatever the elephant in the room is.
Yeah, and I was like, that's such a huge part of every female comic's like life.
Yeah.
I guess, and that's what sucks about it, is that if I could put it in an analogy, I guess it's like you're in the Triwizard Tournament, and it's like the maze where there's like a sphinx that if you answer wrong, it murders you, and one of your friends is possessed, and like there's only one other woman there, and then you get to the trophy, and you're like, we did it, and then it takes you to a worse place, and then your friend gets murdered, and you're like, oh my god, and then you make it out of that situation alive, and people are like, I don't know if that happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, it's
like,
really
prove it.
Yeah.
totally. They're like, Voldemort is not back. Shut up. It's easier to believe.
Impossible.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, it's a lot, and
Yeah, that's a perfect way of putting it.
Thank
That's
you.
very funny.
thank you so much. Yeah, because and that's what sucks is like stand up is worth it for me. Like you have to put up with that, but it makes you feel resentful of your peers, because you're like,
Yeah.
you get to show up and you don't have to think about, should I bring a buddy with me because I know this person is going to be there. And if I try to like call somebody out for saying something rude, you're like, I won't be cool anymore. People are going to think that I'm the one that like flips out, because they don't ever hear the comment usually. They just see the reaction.
Yeah.
And so you gotta laugh shit off that's not funny, and you're like, it would be cool if I could show up and tell jokes and do my job and
Yeah.
have fun with these people, but I have to strategize.
Yeah, you have. That's the perfect way to putting it. You have to, every time you're going out to do comedy, you're like, all right, okay, not only like let me think about my jokes. How am I gonna like that takes a lot of the brain
like,
of my brain of like how am I gonna like strategize my set? But then it's just like how am I gonna navigate creeps around it?
Yeah.
It's
like
terrible.
if you were like imagine your Carrot Top filling your prop bag.
Which I do often.
I know,
sure.
And we all aspire.
Not hard for me. Yeah,
we all aspire to be Carrot Top, so this shouldn't be that much of a leap. But he's filling his prop bag, with things to be very funny, very very witty, very intellectually humorous.
Yes,
and,
we all love Carrot Top.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'm done gassing up Carrot Top. Here's the thing, though. So, like, what we're learning is that female comics are doing Carrot Top, but they're just putting in like weapons to use against all of the
That's really good.
gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Which aren't really that funny. Like a rape whistle, like I don't like, or a taser. I guess they could. Don't tase me, bro, was probably the height of taser comedy.
No, I like that Carrot Top for weapons of protection. I think that's good.
Also, you got Carrot Top hair a little bit.
A little bit.
I thought he was a redhead.
Well, no, but I mean, he just has the.
Oh,
like I mean volume, not color.
Yeah.
But we're done gassing up Carrot Top.
But can you imagine if you tase somebody in an open mic, they start running their mouth off to you, and I'm just like, nah. Like that's not gonna be chill. People are gonna be like, holy shit,
Definitely not.
And what sucks is like I've been told
that'd be cool.
that like certain comics were like, I can't take Ruth on the road because she's a woman, and I'm like, oh sure, I guess because we'd have to stay in the hotel room, but you could just not try to fuck me. And then like one time I was doing a show, and a friend, it was advertised on Facebook, and a friend reached out to me and was like, you cannot do that show. And I was like, why? And he's like, because that headliner was saying like really graphic shit about your body to all of us. And I was like, did you say anything? Did you say that he should not say that? And he was like, well, no. I was like, well, fuck you too.
Facts, yeah.
And and that's the problem is like a lot of people just go like, this is fucked up. And then they run and tell me. And I'm like, and then they beg me not to tell anybody because it's like, well, if they know that I told you, they're not going to trust me. I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck your father. I don't like it's really so stressful.
Yeah.
And just an extra layer. But like I said, comedy's worth it every time for me. I'm like, I'll sit there and I'll show up and I'll fucking and do my best to protect myself. But like, I wish it wasn't the case.
Cool that you have that mindset, but like so fucking enraging that that's even a thing that you had. Like, I knew that things were worse for female comedians, but I didn't know it was like to that extent at all. So I'm sorry for that. Like just I feel like the unawareness of it is even kind of like what the fuck. Like how could I not know that this stuff was happening like literally right next to you? Like I don't know. It's freaks me the fuck out.
What
honestly.
Sucks is it's like it's not the guys who show up to open mics that nobody knows, the people that we all don't like. It's the people that are your friends and your mentors. Mm-hmm. So telling you is a bummer. Like, it's a bummer to experience. But when you have to tell somebody, your friend is a fucking psycho and a creep, they're like, oh, my friendship with this person is over. And then it's all about them. And you're like, oh, my God. All right, I shouldn't have told you.
That's not the problem.
Yeah, I'm like,
the problem isn't about you. It's, it's the larger.
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel that. I was also very disappointed because that was somebody I looked up to. That was somebody that I wanted to consider a friend. So, real bummer all around. But it's just like accountability. you know?
Accountability.
Let's just be better.
Yeah, it does feel like some accountability is happening. I hope it continues to happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're not saying all.
And we can't fix it overnight, It's something that we all have to work together to do and just whatever. And it's tough because we're all in bars, we're all drinking, shit gets weird. And so it's a blurrier situation than any other career path, I feel like. But I think it can be safe if we all just kind of act right.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Well, how do you feel about like the future or your future of comedy? Because you're moving to New York very soon.
Yes, I am.
So this episode's coming out. We're recording this on a Wednesday night. You're leaving.
I'm leaving July 6th. I don't know what day it is.
Wait, it's the first. Is it the 1st of July?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. So you're leaving on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about? So you're going to New York.
Yes.
So how do you feel about? I mean, that's exciting. You get to be a part, and I'll be there with you in October. So we'll be able to hang.
That'll be wonderful.
But so how do you feel about like your future and like kind of doing mics there and stuff like that?
Well, I'm so excited. I started stand up so recently that it was March of last year that I started.
Yeah.
And so in January I went out to New York for about a month and I did mics and I was able to get on airplane mode, and that was Ben Katzner's show, who's amazing. He was so great and very welcoming to me there, and I really enjoyed doing the mics. I thought it was the same, except the beer is more expensive and the popcorn's not free,
Yeah.
So it's like I'm really excited to be out there. My brother lives out there, so it'll be good to be with family again. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I love New York City, so I think it'll be really cool.
Dan, that's crazy. You started last March. For the listeners, Ruth is like a comic who was like fucked up good, and like a few months in.
Thank you.
But so are you. Like, this is incredibly upsetting to me because it took me like 4 years
We're
to
here to
get
make you
booked
feel
on
bad.
a single
Yeah,
show.
great.
Yeah.
And these are the two fucking Wunderkinds. Also, can I just say, you guys are so dumb for moving to New York in the middle of a global pandemic. It's like the worst. Wasn't it like the worst hit city of all of America?
It was hit pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, and
I didn't hear anything.
like the mics. I mean, the comedy clubs are not open in New York.
Well, that's the thing.
Hit bad. I'll look into it.
I feel like it's
Give it a Google.
It's
Yeah.
the best time, and I saved so much money. I will never have this money. If I stay, I'll blow it all. I know, on Taco Bell merch and whatnot. But so I need to go while I have this savings, and I
mean,
think
you're not going to convince me that it's not dumb,
Yeah.
but like,
But also,
respect.
things are slowly coming back, and a lot of people had to leave the city because some people didn't have unemployment, couldn't afford to stay there.
New York's
So-
recovering the quickest as well.
Yeah, they're doing really well, and
Well,
I think
the whole goal that we all agreed on as a society is like, let's not have hospitals be overwhelmed. There's no slowing this down. Let's not have hospitals be overwhelmed, and they haven't been, And
they absolutely were overwhelmed in New York.
they have, but they're not overwhelmed anymore.
Okay, all right.
And they haven't been
far as
anywhere.
I
They
know.
haven't been anywhere else. They were in New York. So maybe like to defend Ruth, maybe the worst is over.
second wave ? I don't know.
Maybe there could be a second wave. I don't fucking know.
But if I'm not doing comedy here, I'd rather not do comedy in New York. I love being in the city, and it's a really cool place, and I want to be there when it starts back up.
I'm moving because I don't want to live in Minneapolis anymore.
Really?
That's all it is. I've lived in Minneapolis. I'm gonna probably go in October, so in a few months from now. And I've lived in Minneapolis my whole life, and I'm not even like moving for I'm gonna do stand up there.
Tommy's just mad about all the protests and stuff. He's like, this.
No, that's not true. But I'm just moving to get out of Minneapolis, you know, and whatever. Work.
And your girlfriend's going to be going to school there,
And
right?
my girlfriend's gonna be going to school there, so it's gonna be nice too.
Probably should have led with that.
Yeah.
Dude, she sucks.
Oh,
Now that it's just wait. Turn the mics off.
now
really
that
quick.
we're
Wait, stop
speaking
talking. Wait,
openly.
no. Okay, stop recording right here. Dude, she smells bad. Yeah, she stinks. So that's why I didn't want to leave with that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I love her and everything, and she's great. But like
super nice, really talented.
super nice, really talented, very smart.
Smells. And you know what's cool about because you'll be in New York with her is that
It
New York, I heard
It
smells
smells like
Also
sewage.
stinks.
It smells like sewage all the time.
It's like a stinky town.
I'm moving there to acclimate to the smell. So
Smart.
So that
Do you think that's why she wants to move?
I think so. She wants to blend in. Yeah, she's thinking.
It's a
Okay,
cool idea,
we can
though.
talk about it later.
Cool idea
It's like
now.
shitty boyfriend ASMR.
Yeah, welcome to Shitty Boyfriend ASMR. Hi, I'm your
My
host Tommy
girlfriend's
Bear,
a bitch,
and my
and she smells.
she always starts projects and then she won't finish them.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Like, it's like you said you were gonna.
Can you
clean the
record?
bathroom. It's
Can we start recording again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, record. Yeah. No, I love her. I'm not.
That's
Obviously,
cool.
I'm not. I mean,
That's why
it
you
was
said-
dumb. I should have led
Yeah.
with that she's the reason,
We'll-
a main reason.
You know what? We'll chop it up and make it so that you said it.
Yeah, she's great. She's fantastic.
That's cool. That's really cool that, I've said this the whole time. I think it's a really good idea that you guys are moving to New York right now of all times. It seems like a great idea. You know, I'm 100% supportive of all my friends in all their endeavors, you know. So that's me. That's just me.
Well, thank you, Grant.
Yeah.
Is the dab your new thing?
I don't know. I was feeling pretty stoked about it like 25 minutes ago. Now it feels like it's losing steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have we heard from Ryan at all?
Yeah, so Ryan, we don't even really know what he's doing. He did, I don't know.
So Ryan left us a voicemail, right, of some sort.
So this is what, apparently Ryan he's off visiting his neolib family.
Yeah.
And he did leave us. He sent us an audio diary, is what he said. Now, we didn't request this from Ryan. It was information that he felt.
Well, he sent it like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So we were like getting ready to do the pod, and then he's just like, "Hey, I sent you guys this to catch you up on what I'm doing," and we were just like,
"Oh yeah."
We're just like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." So I guess we're just gonna play it for everybody.
Yeah, Ryan, I think, is afraid that Ruth is going to usurp his spot on the podcast, which I think is a pretty legitimate fear.
Well, we're talking about replacing Ryan with Ruth, and Ruth being third mic. Okay,
yeah, and like
it's been we've been emailing each other about it,
and like toxic males are they're on the trending down right now in the Minneapolis scene, I would say. So Ryan is probably feeling a little hot under the collar, I would say, about that.
Yeah,
so
Ryan, like in like superhero comics, like before they get their superpowers, they fall into a waste of like toxic waste, like toxic waste, and they get. Ryan fell into a pit of toxic masculinity. Okay, that was years ago, and it's the reason the way why he is the way he is. But yeah, let's play his.
All right,
so let's hear this
little audio he sent us.
This is incoming transmission from Ryan. On the road. We don't know what we're about to hear, so let me just pull this up real quick. All right, so it looks like he has sent us a 5-part audio diary. So I'm just gonna play part 1. We'll take some breaks and feel free to comment. We can replay or let's just see what we get. Let's just see.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm in a bar in Wisconsin right now.
Oh, no.
I'm getting drunk with people. I don't even know. I've never met these people. Nobody's wearing a mask. Coronavirus is over, baby.
Oh, Ryan, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, that bodes well for you guys going to New York. I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's over. Okay, well, Ryan, before he left, he was like, very safe and like abiding by the CDC rules and stuff like that. It seems like he's just let it all go, and going to Wisconsin.
He was also really.
Is he going to Wisconsin or Wyoming?
That's the
he said he was in a bar
direction.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he was supposed to go to Nevada.
Do you know where Ryan is?
I have no idea where Ryan is.
Well, he's in a bar in Wisconsin.
He's in a bar. We know he's in a bar in Wisconsin.
Let's just hold on. Now.
I thought that's where his parents live.
Was that like?
No, didn't he grow? I thought they moved to Wyoming. Did he grow up in Wyoming?
Nobody knows, really.
I feel bad because he's like my really good friend.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Ryan considers me his best friend, and I refuse to say he's my best friend.
Hell yeah.
It is truly one of the saddest.
He's like, Tommy, we're best friends. And I'm like, we're good friends. All right, let's see what
we
else
podcast together, Tommy. Yeah. Let's. I want to hear. Was that Van Halen in the background? Like.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm in a bar in Wisconsin.
No, that was the last one.
So yeah, but right away, like he went the wrong way. He's supposed to be going to.
I know, but maybe his parents live in Wisconsin. I honestly don't remember.
All right, we'll move on to part 2 here. All right.
All right, man. It's 6 a.m. I just woke up from drinking last night. It was probably out until like 3 a.m.
What is that noise in the background?
It sounds like he's in the scene of like Saw, and he's just like chained to a radiator, and he's like, "What's up, man? This is what happens when you drink at a bar."
There's a dead guy on the ground next to him. All right. Okay. So here we go.
So I'm pretty hungover, but I got to drive 12 hours to Montana now. So
Montana.
I'm gonna visit my my parents and then my grandparents. So it should be a pretty good trip.
Okay.
So he's going to Montana. We're like, Wyoming, Nevada?
Wyoming. Maybe it's because Kanye's in Wyoming that you're thinking of that.
I got Wyoming on my mind.
Yeah.
Kanye's.
So he just decided to go to Wisconsin just to party, I think, for a night, I guess.
For real? Why would you?
And
yeah, that's very irresponsible.
It's pretty funny, too, because he got tested the day that he was leaving so that he could have a clean bill of health to go visit his parents and his grandparents, like he said. And
yeah.
then he just immediately went to a bar in Wisconsin.
Shot that to shit going to the bar in Wisconsin.
I mean, I gotta say, though, like, it sounded pretty fun.
I kind of want to go.
It sounded lit.
Maybe I
should check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
It
right.
sounds pretty fun to me.
All right, let's finish.
Pretty wore out from last night. I have a huge headache, and I just honestly, I mean, this might be kind of gross, but I just got really bad diarrhea. I don't know what's going on, so I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay. He's experiencing some symptoms.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Did anybody happen to see that post that was shared of? It was like a contact tracer in Wisconsin who shared this post that was like, if you have diarrhea, like that's the number one COVID.
That's like fucked up because I have diarrhea once a week.
Yeah.
Like if I eat red
beer.
meat, I just have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Like say, I eat very healthy. I eat a lot of vegetables and lean meats like fish and chicken. But once a week, I'm just like, yeah, burger time, baby. Diarrhea every time.
I had diarrhea twice today.
Yeah, exactly.
So did I.
Here's the thing.
Oh no, you guys.
Every single time I eat cheese, I think I'm lactose intolerant because every single time I eat cheese, I have diarrhea. And I like to have pizza sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Science, we're not cool.
I ate
this
like
is the
an
Week Cool
entire-
podcast. Science, we're not cool.
Yeah, I ate like an entire log of goat cheese today, so that's why I think the
That's
diarrhea.
diarrhea central right there.
Yeah, I
believe.
hate the phrasing of a log of goat cheese. I will say, I wholeheartedly disagree with those two words being paired together.
That's what you're supposed to call it. It was.
A log of goat cheese.
Yeah.
Well, can you help me with my truck? I got a couple logs of goat cheese back here. Can you? Yeah, I need to feed my family of 5 with these logs of goat cheese.
Timber!
Oh, there's so much goat cheese!
We farming goat cheese.
It's Adam Sandler. Why did you eat all the goat cheese? Okay, sorry.
That was good.
All right, so
More? There's more?
I kind of feel like we might know where this is going, but we'll see.
Yeah, I kind of know. I know where this bit's going.
We'll see. You know.
We'll see.
Alrighty, I'm about 6 hours into my drive here, and I gotta be honest, I'm really just feeling achy. I have kind of a tightness in my throat, and headache and diarrhea have not gone away. I've had to stop just about every 30 minutes. So, I guess my plan tonight is, originally I was gonna take this and just, drive the 12 hours in one day, but I think I'm just gonna stop in Bismarck, Minnesota tonight and probably just, take it easy. I think I'll probably go out, to a bar to have 5 or 6 beers. But for the most
At least
part,
he's
just
being
take it
reasonable.
easy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll
a couple.
I'll give you guys an update just when I get to Billings, when I get to my parents' house. So I'll talk to you guys then.
What?
All right. So
What's a couple gonna do?
Yeah.
He's gonna get a couple.
Alrighty, I am.
I completely understandable right there. It is. So his parents live in Billings, Montana, is what I gather from that. Interesting. Truly, I really can't get over the fact that he drove to Wisconsin. That must have added 3 hours at least to this trip.
I mean, he just needs my guy needed to blow off some steam.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Understandable.
I mean,
Before
I don't
going
know-
to
I don't
visit
know-
the parents, like
I don't know how anybody could construct a logical argument against for what Ryan did, which is to go to Wisconsin, blow off some steam, grab a couple beers, and then go see your very old parents.
yeah,
I don't know.
and his grandparents.
and his grandparents. I just don't understand. I just can't fathom how anybody would say that's wrong when it just sounds cool, in my opinion. So that's.
It did, like, that stopping every 30 minutes on the way to Bismarck would add hours and days, really, to a trip. I drove to Bismarck and back in 24 hours in December, and it was fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I
That's
really...
not fun.
Yeah. I got a bad feeling about this, really. I don't know, like, what... all right. Let's see. Ryan, I mean, Jesus, man.
I fucking love Bismarck, dude. I've been to like 6 bars tonight. Every single one, we were sharing the same glass. Everybody in the bar, same glass. Use it for beer, whiskey, whatever. I've been kissing people on the mouth, men, women, old people. It's been fucked up, dude. I fucking love Bismarck.
Wow.
We're all sharing the same glass.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, it sounds dope.
I say we just keep them going. Let's see what that next one is talking about. All right,
so this is number 5. This is the final transmission from Ryan. I think so. This is probably he probably just sent this because it's like.
Hey guys, it's been about 3 days since I last talked. Sent a thing.
Oh shit!
But I'm actually in the hospital, as are my parents and my grandparents as well.
His whole family.
My dog is
His dog?
His dog's in the hospital.
Oh my god!
on a ventilator, a dog ventilator that they made special for him. Apparently, I had coronavirus, and I had no idea. I don't even know how I could have got it, So I guess, I think I'll be fine. But I would just encourage you guys and our listeners to take every possible precaution out there, because you can, I mean, I can't even really think of how I got it. I was taking every precaution, and still I got it. So it's serious. And you just gotta.
Bro, this is fucked up. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I don't really care. I mean, we were replacing him anyways.
I know. It's like, I guess this bodes well for me.
Yeah, because Ruth was already coming on his third mic.
There's 17 seconds left in then this transmission. It could turn around. Like,
all right, we'll see about that.
All right.
Be careful. Even somehow even more careful than I was being. So, I guess I'll see you guys in 10 days. So, bye.
Well, isn't that not enough days?
This is just 14 days.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
14 days.
Yeah, and I think that's only if you've been exposed. Like,
yeah.
It
sounded like he was on like a life support.
It did sound like that. It sounded exactly like that, and I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with him coming to the studio in 10 days.
Yikes.
Yeah. I fully want to kick Ryan off the pod and have Ruth on.
It seems like we might not even have to at this point.
Yeah.
He may never come back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might not be. I might not. I can't fucking talk. I've had 4 beers, man.
Okay, wait. He just sent a text to us. He's at a bar.
He's at another bar? Damn, that's sick, though.
That is.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, you got to give the guy a little bit of credit. That's dope.
Yeah.
Like, he's living in his best life, and also, it sounds like he's being safe.
He's
as
fine.
Possible.
We're all fine. We're
taking all the precautions.
Ruth and I are going to New York. It's all good.
It's like, hey, if the bars aren't closed and by the legal constitution of the state of Montana,
the legal constitution, which is my favorite constitution, by the way, is the legal. They go, have you read the Constitution? I go, not the American one, but the legal constitution of Montana.
Montana,
yeah,
that one
kind of obsessed.
Slaps.
Kind of slaps actually.
And everything he's doing is to the T, following the law.
Yeah,
so
he's doing fine. We're all doing great.
Yeah,
you know,
it's cool. It's a cool time to be alive, you know. And I would punctuate that statement with one of these.
I don't know.
I mean, what can I say? I think Ryan is gonna die, which is
it's good for Ruth.
Cool for you. Actually, like, should I move to New York? Because
let's all go to New York.
You guys are just gonna be zooming in.
Winkles, come on.
Break up with my girlfriend because, like, honestly, like, she kind of smells.
Well, pause okay, the pod really quick. Yeah.
I know, like, maybe she'll move too, and then I won't smell it.
I know. I hear you, dude. Stinky girlfriends is an epidemic. Fuck? People talk about the coronavirus. Is it pandemic? I'm talking about my stinky wife. Yeah.
Like, you know, you hear a lot about, like, toxic males. What about, like...
What about stinky females?
Stinky females. It's funny you say that because I put on so much deodorant before I came here for that very reason.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? Didn't help, you know? Still, like...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was fun. I'm going to get canceled for that one. That'll be cool. So
okay,
I'm glad we weren't recording.
Okay, play again.
We'll start it again.
Okay, restart. Okay, I think that does it for the pod.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Any last wishes?
I don't have COVID. I'm not Ryan.
Any parting remarks or
things you want to plug? Are you doing any shows before you leave, or are you just getting your stuff ready? No,
I'm not. I'm just getting my shit and I'm gonna go.
Nice.
This was my last thing. So this was, I just like to thank you for having me here, and it was really fun to see you guys before I left.
I know, I feel great we got to do one last hang.
Yeah.
Before you left. And we'll probably be hanging in October.
Yes, absolutely. And hopefully things are normal-ish.
You're going to be hanging in heaven.
Yeah.
With Ryan. I'm going to be over here fucking keeping it cool on the We Cool podcast. All my friends are going to be dead.
Yes.
You know?
Dabbing constantly.
Yeah, I will be dabbing. I will be holding it down.
Yes. Well, I have to pee so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm getting out of here.
All
so
right,
thanks for listening.
Thanks
for listening, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to comedy coming back.
Go follow us, We Cool Podcast, all social media, rate and subscribe. Go and submit your apologies to that fucking bullshit, grantwinklescomedy.com/We Cool Podcast. There is an anonymous apology submission form. Do you think people will actually do this, Ruth?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was also your 69th follower on Twitter, so you're welcome for that. And
Hell
also,
yes.
can I plug my Twitter?
Go.
It just occurred to me. Mine is Ruth Allen, but Ruth spelled ROOTHALLEN.
Hell yeah. Go follow Ruth. She's awesome. Yeah, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Good night.
Bye-bye.